Top 10 from Fragrance World. Let's talk about it.
Here's some codes to save you some cash on your next Middle Eastern niche or designer fragrances.
What's going on, guys? My name is Neeb. Welcome back to AROMATIX. Today we're going to be talking about the top 10 Fragrance World products. Before we get started, you could have already seen some top 5s and all that good stuff on all my short content on TikTok. It's AROMATIX_, on Instagram, and YouTube Extras or AROMATIX Extras, wherever. All these pop-up thingies, man. I can't keep up with my damn self. So let's go ahead and get started. And I do want to bring up a couple of honorable mentions. Well, to be specific, one honorable mention, and it's this thing right here. It's called Al Fakhr by Utur Al Alam. This, in my opinion, is a really good clone on Reserve Privé. If you enjoy that whiskey, booze style DNA along with some iris, bad boy vibes, that's pretty damn sexy, you're gonna absolutely love this stuff. It gives me about 6.5, 7 hours, but still for the price, man, this smells designer level stuff. So with the honorable mention out of the way, and a sexy ass date night fragrance for sure, we're gonna start off with number 10 on this list. This is a long lasting fragrance that smells like 1 million elixir, basically. This is Al Raiee by Utur Al Alam. In my opinion, it's about like, I would say 85%, but the fact that it doesn't go higher than that is doing it a favor. So for a lot of gentlemen, they don't like the note of rose, and aside from the cap, that is kind of looks like something. I mean, if it looks like this, then you should probably see a doctor, but regardless of the fact, take the cap off, boys, because it's kind of weird. Fragrance World, we forgive you. Regardless of the fact, amber woods, vanilla, sexy. It does have Divana and a little bit of rose, but it's not nearly as emphasized. More syrupy, sweet, and vanillic than 1 million elixir, and it does it a favor. I like this scent profile more than elixir, but I will say that 1 million elixir does have a certain refinement. More ambery, more sweet, more resinous, basically. Can definitely be done or worn for date nights, but not just date nights, because I think sweet fragrances can be worn all year round, and this is definitely one of those exactly. Sweet, sexy, seductive, but also versatile. Occasions, it's really up to you, but that's personally what I would do. I would dress it down or up, and it works. For under 40 bucks, no brainer, definitely one of the top 10 from Fragrance World. Moving on to the next one is Francique 6355. The reason, and the only reason it's this low on this list, is it's not the best performer in the world. You're gonna get about 6 to 7 hours, but the scent profile in itself is relatively airy, fluffy, and for that reason, I don't really get gassed out. I like getting gassed out by my colognes, man. And this, although won't gas you out, it'll make you smell like $1 million. Inspired by Gris Charnel, and actually really inspired by, like 90% inspired by. It doesn't have the refinement nor the actual strength of Gris Charnel. That one definitely has a thicker nature to it, but still extremely respectable at the price point for under 50 bucks. Really, really nice. And I really like the bottle, actually. I genuinely like this bottle. Like, it looks expensive, and it feels expensive as well. Francique 6355 is unisex, but also something that you can dress up, or I wouldn't really say, you could honestly dress this one down. It doesn't have too much of like a wow factor, but when you smell this, it definitely smells more expensive. It's got fig, it's got iris, and a lot of other sexy ambers, etc. Dress up, dress down easily. For 50 bucks or less, it's great, but the only thing is you can't really dress it too far down. Like, it's not gonna work for just like gymming, etc. Dress down, maybe white t-shirt, you're going out to eat, etc. Maybe like that, but that's it. Moving on to the next one. This one is older. It's older, but it's one of their best. It's called Supreme LOM Extreme, okay? And the bottle's a little bit too suggestive of something, but I feel like, in my opinion, it's a clone of Guerlain LOM Ideal Extreme. That's the best flanker for me personally. I always will own that bottle, and I will always recommend it. But this is that on a budget. Not nearly as refined and not nearly as a high quality ingredient, but it still gets a lot of it. I freaking love this stuff. It lasts for only 6 hours, but I'll tell you what, those entire 6 hours, you're gonna smell amazing. Sexy, seductive, a little bit more versatile than just that, but not too much more versatile. I would say date nights, and yeah, basically. Cherry, tobacco style DNA with a little bit of leather. Very sexy stuff. Moving on to the next one is actually pretty beastly stuff. I always get 8+ hours easily. This is Jack of Clubs by Fragrance World. Such a good fragrance. And it smells like La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique, except not as lavender forward. But to me, still about 90%. And for that reason, it is absolutely worth the price tag of around $55 or less. It lasts all day, it projects like a champ for 3+ hours easily. I get cardamom, I get ambers, vanilla, and those frothy lavenders. So sexy, man. You can dress this up, you can dress it down, you can signature signature scent it. Don't let them tell you you can't. If you're comfortable in it, do it. I've rocked it to the gym. I've rocked it to the office. I've rocked it to, what office? This is my, I've rocked it to the office. But you definitely can as well. If you're not comfortable wearing it to the gym, and there are better options, then you don't absolutely have to. I'm just giving you guys an example. A lot of this is subjective. Don't let there be one way or no way, okay? So that's what I think about Jack of Clubs. An excellent fragrance that every man should have in their collection. Moving on to the next one is going to be Proud of You, the original. I absolutely love Stronger With You, and this, in my opinion, is the absolute best inspiration or clone. This is one that is actually a clone. This is one that I find to be a clone because it's like 95% genuinely. Let me turn on a little bit of lights under here so you got, oh, there goes Club de Nuit. Because it genuinely smells like 95%. In terms of fragrances that actually get stupid close, that's exactly what Proud of You does. And in terms of, or in comparison to all of the other brands, the fragrance world absolutely annihilates. Moving on to the next one is called After Effect by F.A. Paris. This one is also a part of their higher end niche line, and so now you're really starting to tread into more niche territory fragrances, okay? Although Francique is a niche DNA, the quality, it's not going to, I mean, I see it as a total package when I see niche quality. This is exactly that. So although it's definitely more than an inspired by, treading into clone territory, I wouldn't really say that it's more than about 92%, still almost treading into 95. However, I've always gotten more performance out of something like this than even the original itself. Seriously. I will say though that Side Effect comes with a certain refinement, it comes with a certain polish, it's not as harsh, and for people who like, you know, intensive scent profiles, you're gonna like this, but for people who like a subtle natured fragrance, you're probably still going to find an affinity towards Side Effect. I will say though that Side Effect still has a certain refinement that this one isn't gonna capture, and that's why it's still ultimately gonna be more inspired. But the twist in itself makes this one of the best fragrances for the price point, even in terms of the best from fragrance world, period. Beastly performance, spicy, boozy, vanillic, rum, absolutely phenomenal fragrance by Fragrance World. And in place number 4, this is the brand new Pennis White. It is that good that it flew up the charts onto that. And not only that, you guys, like I said, they are improving in terms of like production, etc. This definitely reminds me of Pacific Chill. And it actually, I mean, it smells really good, but also, in my opinion, really close. I would say that this is something around 90%, although, you know, a lot of those fragrances from Louis V are going to have more of this proprietary blend that not many houses can capture. But I have found that Fragrance World, of all products or of all brands, do really good job at trying to get the very specific funk or note of cologne that is signature in a lot of those other fragrances I mentioned. So yes, it's going to remind you of exactly that. Yacht vibes as well. That's one of my favorite from the brand in itself, and this absolutely places me in that. Of course, with the OG, you're gonna get a notch up, but not much of a notch up. This is that good. You guys, this is that good. I will always have a bottle of this, and it is easily top 5. I didn't want to shoot it up more than like top, you know, top 3, top 4, because that's too much too fast. You gotta kind of, you know, live with it, but I have lived with it. That's the thing. So Pennis White is absolutely extraordinary. Fig, dates, ambrette, beautiful fragrance, man. Moving on to the next one, and this is number 3. This is also new. It's called Mirage Absolute. Absolutely phenomenal fragrance that smells a lot like Latent Exclusive. And yes, we had Anaqid, and that should have been an honorable mention. However, it's from their sub-brand, so you're getting 2 tiers of a notch up. The quality of accords that's coming from this is absolutely greater. And mostly what the accord that you're gonna get that's greater is the level or the quality of the Loation oud specifically. The oud is more ambery, it's more authentic smelling, it just smells more genuine and richer. This is a fragrance that's extremely potent as soon as you spray it. Anaqid is still phenomenal, I love that stuff, but for the difference and the notch up in price, you're getting a significantly better fragrance. Still, like I said, worthy of an honorable mention, but Mirage Absolute is absolutely better in terms of quality of accords than Anaqid, and in my opinion, a ridiculously close Latent Exclusive clone or inspired by. This is one that's actually like 93% as well, 90 to 95% as well. So yeah, you can call it that for sure. Moving on to the next one. This is called Liquid Brun by Fragrance World. I am so sorry, you guys, but it's just the reality of things, okay? This is not necessarily like, I wouldn't really give it more than about 90% because of the fact that it tones down some of the diffusivity of the ambroxan and cinnamon. It kind of goes more ambery and sweet, but it lasts all day. And when you think ambery and sweet, you think it's gonna hurt the performance or the projection, but it doesn't. I get a compliment almost every single time I wear Liquid Brun. I wore it to events when I went to Italy and I sprayed it on my little fanny pack, you know what I'm saying? And fanny pack in America does not mean what it means in the UK. Let me take that back. Just leave it there, man. So in America, it means actually like this little purse or merce thing that you wear, and you could look up the rest. But regardless of the facts, Liquid Brun is amazing stuff, man. I hope it comes out. I hope it comes out soon. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Occasions wise though, man, very similar to how you would find Mirage Absolute, although much more of a versatility to it. Mirage Absolute is something more of like date, sophistication. You just want to smell like just exotic, but at the same time seductive. This is going to do exactly that, and some. I have signature scented this along with the OG in itself. So signature scent worthy. Occasions for a lot of these fragrances are really dependent, and something like Pennis White is absolutely going to be summertime. Summer and spring only. It's not really going to work during the winter time. So these were the top 9, and we're pretty much going to just wrap it up here, and I'm going to gatekeep the #1 fragrance from Fragrance World. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I'm sipping on this pre-workout. I'm gonna go get these. Damn, look, I already got a bottle of this. And a backup bottle of this. And a bottle of what I think this is inspired by. What we all know this might be inspired by. Allegedly, and in my opinion, this is Ombre Nomade, basically, inspired by. And if those of you who are wondering how close, ridiculously close. Okay, with a percentage-wise, I would give this around a 90 to a 95% close. Also, one of those fragrances where it's just ridiculously close. And that will be an episode of cheapies that are ridiculously close. So that is exactly what that one is. It smells like $1,000,000, ladies and gentlemen. The original is one that I have and I ended up getting because of just how good the fragrance is. And I personally believe that if you have the means and you really enjoy a fragrance, you should absolutely try and get your nose on what created it, what stemmed it. But it in itself didn't create itself. I've smelled it before. So I don't know, man. It is what it is. But I own them both, okay? And let me tell you, the OG is definitely worth the price tag in terms of quality and performance and all that good stuff. But this is worth the price tag and some. If you want beastly performance, rude, inky, dry, that's animalistic, not in the barnyard sense, but in the ink, literally smell ink. Like that's kind of weird, I know, but it works and gets a shit ton of compliments and lasts all day. Then the Shadow Extrait de Parfum is the absolute best fragrance by Fragrance World. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Please make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.